What? Are you kidding me? Or maybe I should say, are you kidding with me? Hi, I'm Robbie Susan Chandler, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who lives in Tallahassee, Florida. Well, actually in Quincy, Florida, which is close to Tallahassee, Florida. And today I'm starting a little series on kits. So basically, if you're not kitting with me or making kits with me, we need to fix that. Because Stampin' Up! Has come out with some beautiful kits, and it's everything in the box that you need to make a kit. The one I want to share with you today is called Maritime Moments, and it's $21, and with our new reward system you now can get $2 rewards to spend on your next order when you order a $21 product. So it's 10% of what your order is, and it has to be a minimum $20, so this one just gets over the limit at $21. But let's take a look at this kit, and you know what? I'm going to show you the cards first, and then we'll take a look at the kit. So are you ready? Here's one of them. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I'll set that right there. Here's another one. And if you're a sea person or a boat person, this is the kit for you. I mean, these are gorgeous cards. These watercolor are just beautiful and so simple to put together. So let's take a look at these. I want to show you the pieces that come in the kit. I'm going to open this one right here in front of you. Let's just rip this open. And it's always so much easier when you're not on camera. Alright, here we go. Now everything, like I said, comes in your kit. Let's take a look at what's in here. Alright, immediately you see you get an ink spot. Like I said, everything's in here. And it's a gray granite one. And you also get a stamp pad. And this one's nice because the lighthouse, sailboat, some birds, and then this spray of greenery here. And then here's your pack. And on the front are pictures of the 3 cards. Now when you open this pack, did I bring it over here? Let's see. That piece, oh here it is. Okay. This piece of paper is the one that gives you your instructions. And it shows you card 1 and what pieces you'll need, card 2, what pieces you'll need. And this little picture means an ink spot. That's a block. That means fold, and these are little dimensional pictures. This shows the twine that they used. This is the 3rd card. So there's 3 cards in this kit, and you make 2 of each card. And they've got some gorgeous envelopes too. Let me show you those real quick. There's one with navy blue or Night of Navy inside. Here's one with, this is probably mint macaron. And then here's one, this looks like probably Cajun Craze. So here are the 3 envelopes that you get in your kit. And let me turn this over and show you some more. Okay, here's your twine. Looks like this, and you use it on 2 of the cards. And then you get this roll of tape. And then also in our kits, unlike our paper pumpkins, you get a block and dimensionals and little mini glue dots. But in these kits you get a block every time, where paper pumpkins you only get a block the first time. So see, here's your block in this one. So it comes packaged just like that, and then all of your pieces are in here. Now also you'll get this piece if you want to start a little notebook with your stamp sets in it, and you can just put those in your little notebook. Okay, so let's look at how you put this kit together. Alright, let's start with actually card number 1, which is this one. So let me find my pieces. Okay, here they are. So your pieces will come in these punch out sheets like this, and I already punched all mine out, but you just punch them out. And the sentiments come in several languages, and obviously I've punched out the English language. So this is where all the pieces that you need will come from. All right, so this one tells you to start with this little blue piece over here. And here's my little caddy that I sell that holds all my tools. It's $22, which includes shipping. And it comes like this. And it holds all your tools, so I have them right here handy when I need them. Right, so let's just put this one down. And this one I didn't dimensional, I just put it straight down. And then the next layer would be our boat. And I did put dimensionals on the back of it. Just throw these over here. I like some of the front of my card to pop up. All right, so this piece goes right along here. And then we have this piece, which just goes down flat. Put a little glue there. It's just kind of a little background piece, and I'm going to let it overhang just a touch right there. And we have a sentiment somewhere. Oh, here it is. And it says, "Celebrate the good life." And we're going to pop it right here. Now, I'm going to change one thing on this card that I did when I did my first one. And you will find there is a Facebook page out there called Paper Pumpkin Fans, and several Paper Pumpkin pages. And they show all different ways you can make these kits instead of just a straight way. I'm going to make it just the way it is in the catalog. I mean, in the instruction sheet. Except I'm going to change one thing. Here I have this piece up here. I decided I wanted to put it down here. I just liked it down here in this area. And you know, let's just glue it flat for now. So just lay it right here. I just thought this corner needed something. So let's just put that there. Okay, now they stamped on this one a lighthouse back there. But I just kind of decided that I didn't really like the idea of the lighthouse there. So I thought, well, why don't we stamp it on the inside? So I've got my spot here. Let's hope this, I like to use a stamp positioner most of the time when I stamp in case I don't get a good stamp. So let's just keep our fingers crossed. So we'll put a lighthouse, let's say down here in this corner. Okay, it turned out pretty well. And how about up in the sky over here on the other side? They gave us this nice little bird stamp. Let's see if we get lucky with the birds. Let's put them right up here. And then in here you can stamp whatever sentiment you need to go with this card. So see, there's first card. It wasn't that easy. And then you can put it in the envelope that had the Knight of Navy in the background. All right, now let's look at, let me get this out of the way. Why don't we look at the sailboat card? And it's the one that comes with this envelope. And here's the sailboat card. All right, so all we're going to do with this one is pop this panel here. Now, the stamping they did on this one, let me look closely. They put another sailboat. They stamped the sailboat. Here it is. Oops. They stamped a sailboat and that little piece of greenery up there, and I just decided I didn't want that on there. I just didn't like the look it was giving, so I decided just to use this and put it right here. Now, another thing they did, they gave you an extra sailboat, and it is, where is it? It's floating around here somewhere. Well, I'll find it in a minute. But they give you two sailboats, and I just didn't want to put the other one on top of there. I decided that maybe I might glue it on the inside. All right, then we have a little anchor here, and this is where you're going to use some of your twine. And I'm just going to put a little glue right here on this part of the anchor and let him lay on this corner like this, and then put my sentiment right there next to it. And this sentiment says, "To a great guy," so obviously this is a card for some guy that you know. And I love the colors in this one, all the pretty watercolor there. And on this one, why don't we stamp the sailboat? All right, we have We have the sailboat, the lighthouse, and the birds, but let's do the sailboats on this one. Let's hope he stamps nicely. Let's see if he behaves. All right, and we'll put some birds up there in the sky on this one too. You gotta have your seagulls or your sandpipers or whichever birds you have. Let's make sure we got them right side up. Okay, when I find that, oh, here it is. All right, here's the other sailboat. And what they did, they just put it on top like that, and I kind of felt like that might be a little bit of a waste. So I'm going to take mine. I mean, that one's so pretty, but if you want it dimensional, you can, but I think I'm just going to take mine and put it in here. So I have two different looks here. I have a stamped inside, and I've got my sailboat in there. Which one do you like? Let me put it up a little bit. There we go. Alright, so there's that card. And then we're on to the third one. Told you these don't take very long. Alright, here are all our pieces. And our base. Isn't that pretty? Now, one thing about these cards, the base is the same all the way through. And if you wanted to, you could cut this in half and make another card with this piece over here and mount this on a card base. All right, so on this one they tell us to use these 3 strips, and we're going to put those here, and this circle, and our pelican, and then we have the sentiment, best wishes for a perfect day. So let's start with our strips here. Pull my bone folder out of my little caddy there. There we go. It really makes your card lay down better when you do that. Alright, let's get all these off real quick. And I decided I wanted all of these strips popping up just to give some dimension to the front of this. So here's one. Now, if I had thought about this about 2 seconds ago, I probably would have put my first one in the middle. And then I could have evened the other 2 out on each side. But since we're already this far, I'm going to hope that they're even. And if they're not, you know what? I bet the person you give it to won't even know the difference. All right. Here we go. I could have moved that one up a little bit more, but you know what? When we put this big circle on there, you won't even notice that. And if anybody asks, you say, oh, I planned it that way. Okay, here's our circle. Let's just lay it right over here. You want to kind of put it to the side because you've got a pelican and a sentiment to put down. So here's the pelican, and I'm going to glue him down. Just going to put a little glue on this side. Just like this. He's kind of looking over at that village. And then we put our sentiment right here in this corner, right next to him, like that. Okay. And then we could stamp some stuff inside if we wanted to. Or if we wanted to, we still have the sailboat that we could put inside. You don't get a whole lot of extra pieces with this kit, so you really don't have extras to work with unless you cut this off. But anyway, there's these two. So let's look at all of them. Let me cover my spot back up. So we've got this one, our pelican, and our sailboat. So there you go. Isn't this a cool kit? It's called Maritime Moments. $21 in our catalog. And I would tell you the number, but I wadded it up. So, well, you know what? I will tell you the number. It is 0165664, but I'll have a link below the video where you can just click on it and go right to it. So, I'd love for you to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and if you need a demonstrator to buy supplies from, I'd love for you to be one of my customers. And I would love to have you on my team if you're interested in becoming a demonstrator. So until next time, until we see our next kit, happy crafting.